Well, go on, everybody. Lennox here from Simple 123 Trader. This is the weekly outlook for the major currency pairs for the week of August 9th to 14th. And I will first take a look at the US dollar futures index, which is the key to playing the major pairs going forward during the week. Okay, so on the monthly time frame, I'm looking at the US dollar futures index, and we have been in an overall downtrend, but we've hit a pretty significant area of support. So an expected bounce here, but it could be short-lived. So we'll take a closer look on the monthly. We can see we're at this fairly significant area of support that I've drawn in on this side. And we have a lower support area that I've drawn here on a diagonal, and we could see price approaching and touching eventually this area as a possibility. Okay, so looking closer at this move, we'll go in on the weekly, and we can see now that what we've had here is this move to this level, right again at this major support, but it's possible that we could have one more drop down to this level, or even break through down to this support area, which is a very, very solid area here as well. Okay, so at this point in time, let's drop to the daily and look again. Again, we're at that support area. We're getting this little bounce. So we'll see this a little better on the 4-hour time frame. So big drop down. We're again in that support area. And right now, the US dollar has a little bit of strength to the upside. This could be signifying a ranging or a channel area that we could see something like this move, and then a move to the downside. We could also see this go higher, maybe back up to this area before we get that move to the downside, or we could even see this just drop through at this point to the downside as well. So we'll see how this plays out, but on the 4-hour time frame, that's what it's looking like. Let's drop to the 1-hour time frame. We'll take a closer look at this move, and on the 1-hour time frame, what I'm seeing here is a move to the upside in the short term. Could maybe come here, but could come up to the top as well. That's a short-term move. So strength in the US dollar going forward, at least into tonight's London open session and for the start of the week. Okay, so that's a look at the major US dollar futures index. All right, so based on that, we would our members in the Simple 123 trading group would be looking for entries and with the major US pairs like the Aussie US dollar. So right now, since we're going to the upside, Aussie US dollar, we'd be looking for entries to the downside. Okay, so at this point here, Aussie US dollar, we have this 1, 2, 3 top. So I'd be looking for opportunities to the downside, maybe back down to this resistance or support area, or back to this support area as a possibility. Okay, the same thing would hold for this is also very short term. This is only on the hourly time frame. Okay, so Euro US dollar would be similar. So Euro US dollar, we've got that move here. So again, the expected move would be to the downside, back down to support again in the short term. Okay, so on the GBP US dollar, a similar setup is also there. So again, I'd be looking for a push back down to this support area and in the short term. Okay, and on the New Zealand US dollar, which we don't have here, let me just put that in. New Zealand US dollar. Again, I'd be looking at this a similar setup and this move to the downside. Okay, again, back down to support area. Okay, so for those are all the base pairs against the US dollar. So that would include gold. So let me put gold up there. So gold has been very strong, but the current move would entail a further drop in the short term. That could take us back down to this support area at this point. We could even come all the way back down here with gold for all intents and purposes. Okay, but it's looking pretty weak here at this moment in time. Also, Bitcoin or the Ethereum US dollar. But we look at Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin against the US dollar right now is moving to the upside. So what we have here at this level is this move, and we're looking very strong to the upside. So possibility of a retrace back down, possibility of a retrace back down before it goes, but looking pretty strong at this moment in time for Bitcoin to the upside. Okay. For the other US dollar pairs, we could look at US dollar CAD and on the 1 hour time frame. So since the US dollar has strength, then we would look for this to push to the upside back up to resistance in this area. Okay, and for USD Japanese Yen, okay, this one also looking like it wants to also push to the upside here, at least in the short term, back up to this support area. Okay, this is all on the 1 hour time frame. Let's take a look at USD Swiss. And that one will also be similar, pushing to the upside, and it is. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 bottom, and we're pushing to the upside, maybe take us back up into this area on the way up. Okay, so basically this is all short term, so that's what the expectation would be for these plays. However, if we went to the daily time frame and took a look at these, you can see this one. Let's go a little higher on the time frame so we can see. There we go. Okay, so now on the full, you can see we're at a support level right here. We broke through that support level, and now we're bouncing to the upside. So if I went to the monthly time frame, okay, so for the monthly time frame, the support level is right across. So you can see we're at a very strong support area right here, and we're right at that point where a bounce is, expected, or we're looking for a bounce of some kind. So right now that's what's happening. We've got a pin bar there on the weekly, the daily time frame. We're bouncing at that point. On the 4 hour time frame, okay, we came down into this support area. We're bouncing to the upside. So again, this could be a channel that we're entering, but right now it's the push is to the upside. Strengthen the U.S. dollar in the short term is what I'm seeing. So on the 1 hour time frame, again, this is the reason for this move to the upside in the short term. Okay, so that's a look at all the major pairs for this week. What's setting up, and the key is what the U.S. dollar does, and if the U.S. dollar continues its strength to the upside, then this is what will be expected, at least in the short term. All right, so profitable trading to everyone. I'm done now. Thank you.